Good morning.
Good morning.
I just noticed we're kind of matching.
Not really.
Well, blue. It's been Rimalower Blue Day.
It is that. Always that.
Do you remember where I got this?
Yeah, I want to say. Wait, is it P-Town?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this little I forget what it's called, like the Cape way. I don't know. This is their little
Oh,
their.
we went to that store like 19 times for you to buy that sweatshirt.
I know, and the thing was, it was because it was so cold and I hadn't packed anything warm, so I was
Yeah.
like, excuse to shop. And of course, I'm not I'm not a good shopper like you. I'm like, I really have to methodically like think over every little thing. But the thing is, this was like
That
12.
make me a good shopper, or does it just make me a fast?
Well, quantitatively speaking.
Yes, indeed.
But it's like my favorite pullover now, and it was $12.
Wow, I'm so happy that that happened for you.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I see people are slowly trickling in. So while we're waiting, we will intro it the way we always do. Live from New York, it's Tuesday morning.
Autumn, winter, next year. Some
Time heals everything. It's a song. And time heals everything.
Oh, we do the same dance.
That's the grandpa. Well, I call it the Grandpa Paul.
No. The Grandpa Paul is way more like rock and roll.
This is more easy.
Yeah, this is like a vaudeville.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Caroline Hale, Eric Nelson, Taryn Stain, who is a very important part of today's show.
Even more than usual.
And
Daniel, what are you doing in the kitchen?
What? Oh, making Prickett. Douglas, yes, it is very. Are you in New York or not? Your photo does look like you're in New York, but yes.
Ken Russell here for roll call. Hi-yo!
Hi-ho! Ken Russell, we love.
Ken, I want to say, inspired by your fabulous Instagram this morning, I had just placed an order on Instacart, but you know how they still let you add items? Mm-hmm. And I went in and I added eggplant and zucchini and squash and red onions. I was like, I want to do whatever that's called when you roast vegetables to be all delicious the way Ken did.
Yes, Lord.
And I should also say that because I'm so desperate for food and I couldn't get a delivery, and when I say food, you know I mean diet soda, right? I had to do that like thing where it's like you choose like a range of like a 36-hour period. So my ringer's on. So if you hear Patti LuPone singing "You're the Top," that means that I've been assigned a shopper.
I love it. Caroline Hale, it's snowing in London as well. It is lit on the show today.
Dolphy.
It is lit. I just got a new ring light. Well, a new bulb.
Caroline Hale has got me thinking of Gypsy. You know, when they isn't that Gypsy where they're like, "Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Hail."
I don't know, but I enjoy what you're doing.
I was really doing something weird this morning when I was in the shower and I was like trimming my beard, where I was singing
on all counts.
I was singing Where or When.
No, yes.
Like all in like head voice at the bottom of my range.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get to the last high note and belt it really stridently. And I kept cracking myself up. So I was like, but who knows where or where? I don't know why I was making myself laugh. I think I was more on pitch in my bathroom.
Well, great acoustics.
I don't really need good acoustics because I'm so loud, you know. Thank you, Zach Couch, always to the rescue.
Zach Couch, I was just, whenever you ask me things on the show, I really just defer to the listeners because they're much smarter than I am in these times. Anyway, I was going to ask you something. What was it? It was about our blue outfits.
Am I blue?
Am I blue?
Lavender Blue.
Did you watch the Britney doc?
No, and it's funny you should ask because I got to see my best friend Marissa, who I hadn't seen since Labor Day, and we were figuring out what we were going to watch, and we were so close to settling on the Britney doc. We even had it up and ready to go, which was very difficult to find because the series, it's that New York Times Presents series.
I didn't realize.
Like we couldn't find it on like Hulu, just searching by Britney, which is, by the way, really dumb. Hulu and dumb New York Times Presents. Like, know what your hashtags are, you know.
Yeah,
but,
Britney.
But then once we were like, this looks more like a CNN style documentary than the like true Hollywood story we'd have been hoping for. Mm-hmm. So we settled on much more exciting television. We finally, well, for Marissa, it was finally, for me, it was third time's the charm, started The West Wing.
Ooh, that's quite the undertaking.
Well, you know, I like a long-term commitment, but I am coming to the end of many satisfying television experiences. Thank you for calling out Lynn Thigpen, Richard J. Yes, because my appreciate today is a newly posted to YouTube clip of the great Lynn Thigpen in Working, but we will get to that. But the late great. Empire,
yes.
Empire. No, I didn't watch that. What did I? Oh, well, the thing I'm watching right now is The Deuce, which I had ignored on HBO, but I'm loving it. For anyone who liked Vinyl or I'm Dying Up Here, it's more gritty 70s realness. Set in Times Square, prostitution and porn, starring James Franco as twin brothers. And my favorite performance in a career of great performances by Maggie Gyllenhaal, and a great cast all around. It's so great. And I have also watched a lot of other good television, but I don't have to talk about it all right now.
I love it. Well, speaking of The West Wing, I don't know if we talked about it on here or the podcast or just in person. I never know. I never remember. But I recently rewatched The American President, which is such a great movie and was kind of the precursor for that. And I love Annette Bening in it so much. Yes. I'm
going to watch that too as well.
But I watched the Britney doc last night, and you know, I am a Britney fan. I'm not like a huge like Britney queen, but I do love her, and that's like my generation and all that. And I really loved it, and it was so heartbreaking. But the thing that really resonated was like her story and kind of her struggle. It's so similar to Judy Garland. It's just like,
I thought you were going to say it's so similar to yours.
It's so similar to yours, Bad with Money. No.
I meant to yours like mine. I mean to mine, yours meaning yours. Like, I thought you were going to say mine meaning yours.
Now I'm confused. But anyway, it was so good. It was just like, oh, she's like little Judy Garland. Like that is kind of the you know, the hard hand she was dealt, and I love her so much, and I follow her on Instagram now, and I didn't even realize like she was still posting, and it was so good. So watch Britney. It's like an hour long, so it's, you know, I'm the opposite of you. I like minimal commitment. I like to know I can watch it in one sitting and not get bored.
When I saw that it was the New York Times Presents and it was 6-episode series, I was like, 6 episodes on Britney? Oh, definitely. And then no, she's like an episode.
Yeah. I was disappointed with that because I would have watched 6 episodes, but now I hear there's a podcast, so I'm going to go in search of that and listen to the podcast version.
I mean, honestly, Britney is like a big, like, gaping hole in my trying to make you laugh in my life, because when she first sort of hit like 99, 2000, I was very like, what? She's like a manufactured corporate doll, like. You know, I grew up with like Madonna, and like if I wanted like a vapid pop princess, like I had my moment with like Stacey Q, you know, like, you know, or at least like Tiffany and Debbie Gibson, you know, and like I was like, I don't need to follow this, you know, but I knew the couple of songs she had right in the beginning because they were so big. Hit Me Baby One More Time, and
Oops, I Did It Again.
Oops, I Did It Again. And then, like, I remember, you know, knowing that she was still, like, big, and, like, when Slave for You was, like, coming out and shit like that. And, like, I just was aware that she kind of kept having albums, and she was becoming more and more of, like, a gay thing. And, like, the thing where she made out with Madonna and like our, you know, the like I don't even know how it's Britney bitch goes, but I know that that's a thing. It's Britney bitch, you know. And I remember the haircut and like the barefoot in the gas station and all that. And that one really amazing video that was viral of her and was it Kevin Federline like in a motel room, just like stoned and like chilling. That was like really funny.
So much Kevin Federline, her with the baby on her lap driving.
Yeah.
I mean,
sort of paid attention, but like I realize now that like for an entire generation and a half, Britney is like so major.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily that everyone loves her, but like people are literally like, I hate her, but she's obviously one of the #1 gay icons ever. And I'm like, whoa, slow down. I can't keep up.
I mean, and part of the doc goes into like the Free Britney movement and like the fans and
well,
stuff.
That I love. I mean, I'm a Chris Crocker mutual follow here. It's free porn, you know.
Macon, you're so right. Like I said, Judy, and also Marilyn's another good one that is very in line with that.
Oh, the comments are blowing my mind. Hi, Ari David. I think you're a maybe old listener, first time commenter. Eric Nelson, I want to talk all about Stacey Q and her performance as Ginger on The Facts of Life. And we're missing so many good comments, but I love everybody.
I like it when listeners say, or viewers say hi to other viewers.
Totally. Like when my cousins talk to each other and cry.
It's like I feel like we created a little like Mama's Family.
Mama's Family. Yes, indeed.
Okay, well, to get things started off, let's do some appreciation station.
Let's do mine because I already like Richard commented on my name. And
yes, perfect. Do you want to talk about it or just fire up?
I actually will say that I stumbled on this morning, which is so funny because it's so funny how YouTube is. This is a clip I've looked for hundreds of times and has never been there. And I came on it on the weirdest way today, but I came upon it. That is, never mind. Lynn Thigpen, who died, I don't know, like 5 years ago, give or take, was a great actress and great singer, and she won a Tony for, I forget what, a straight play, I think in late 80s, early 90s. But she had done some musicals, including the original cast of Working, which, of course, we talked a lot about on our podcast, and Rimalower's Broken Records, when Stephen Schwartz was the guest. Because Stephen Schwartz wrote some of the songs in Working, and he was the person that really put the whole show together, and was even at one point kind of the unofficial director and has taken sort of an authorship of it over the years. But some of the songs were by other people, including James Taylor and Craig Carnelia, and a bunch of songs by the great Mickey Grant, including this song that Lynn Thigpen sang, If I Could Have Been. And I'm loving Broadway's Carolyn Manini on The Deuce, where she plays Maggie Gyllenhaal's mother. And I looked her up today because I realized I'd never heard her sing, even though I knew that she had actually been originally cast in Guys and Dolls before Josie DeGuzman replaced her. So I guess the big show that she got nominated for and everything was called Tin Types, which is actually where she worked with Jerry Zaks, who then cast her in Guys and Dolls. But in Tin Types, she was with Lynn Thigpen. So there was a clip of them together, and I was watching, sorry, Cinnamon, not Ginger. That's who Stacey Q played on Facts of Life.
Both delicious.
Both delicious. But she, so it started with Carolyn singing, and she was good, but then Lynn, like, once I start talking about Lynn Thigpen, I have a big lisp. But Lynn, she's most commonly known to from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. But she, then Lynn had her solo, and I was just like, oh, God, I love Lynn Thigpen. And then I see this thing that doesn't say the song title, but it's only uploaded a month ago by this fabulous YouTube account, With One Look, that everybody should follow. And so it was Lynn Thigpen Sings. So I clicked on it, and it's from something I think at the Kennedy Center from the 70s. And it's or the Ford Theater, maybe I'm mixed up. I don't think it even says, but it's her singing If I Could Have Been. And it is, I mean, she was a good singer. She was also in the original cast of Godspell. She wasn't like, she's not like a girlfriend, like vocalist, she's a really good singer, but she's such an incredible actor and such an incredible performer. And and she sings this song with, as much heart and intention as if she had written it herself. And it's such a great song for this moment in time as we're trying to get, all these things for working people with the minimum wage and the what are they're not calling it the stimulus package. What are the survival help or whatever, but all these things that are so important for working class people in America. And this song is really an anthem for them, and especially for people of color. And it's it'll just make you cry. I love it. Let's watch it.
I'm so excited. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Also worth mentioning, the one person who didn't have a song in the show.
Patty LaFond. Terrible.
If I could have been what I could have been, I would have been something. If what I could be had been up to me, I would have been something. A tower of strength, a center of power, at $10 an hour. What I could have done, I could have done big things with some luck to do. What I wanted to, I would have done big things. Swam a few rivers, climbed a few hills, paid all my bills. Now it's just dreams that I'm stuck with, and hell, that ain't a lot to show. Down inside where it counts, I know that if I could have gone where I could have gone, I would have gone places with leeway to go. As far as I could go, I would have gone places to the front of the line, the top of the tier, a long way from here. All those ifs and buts. But if I could have been what I could have been, I could have been something. If my destiny had been left to me, I would have been something. If they had just let me go when I was ready to go, when I was ready to go back then, totally knows what I could have been, what I could have been, what I could have been, oh, what I could have been.
Wow.
She's so good.
I love it so much. It's my favorite type of performance to see because she's so good that I immediately start like thinking what other songs I want her to sing,
Yeah,
what other songs she would or roles she would kill in.
yeah,
Oh, fabulous.
fabulous.
God. Now I'm gonna go on a deep dive of her.
Yeah, you should listen to her because she also is featured in the I guess the other Mickey Grant song in Working, Cleaning Women. I don't know if it's called Cleaning Women. I don't know what the title is, but and that song, as fabulous as that live performance is, it's better on the album because she's got the backup singers, so she's like, those if fans or buts, and they're like, those if fans or buts, it's like really gives you the extra oomph.
I love it. I mean, and also, I mean, she has a great voice, but it's not like the most powerhouse voice, but that's also my favorite kind of person to see because
yeah,
they rely on that, so they have to use other
totally.
like the acting and the.
Patty didn't start acting in her ballads until the late 90s after she lost a couple of top notes.
Oh my God, Ken, I'm so glad you said this because I was listening to her and I was like, there are times, especially like in her vibrato, where she sounds so much like Nina.
I think there might even be a little crossover because I think Lynn might have been in Hair at some point, so they might have. You might be able to compare their versions of what do you call it? I got
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Or I got no, I ain't got no, whatever.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, well, the next one we have is one of our submissions, which also we are running low on them. So anyone who wants to submit an appreciation station can do that. Just slide into one of our DMs or email us. Today we have our beloved Taryn Stain. And she is sharing a video that I know is near and dear to both of us, and I know will be near and dear to the viewers as well. So here is her introing it, and then we'll play it.
Hi everyone. My appreciation station is a clip from Hey Mr. Producer, which I saw on television in 1998. So I was 9 years old. Growing up in South Africa, I wasn't really exposed to American musical theatre as much as I was exposed to British musical theatre. So this show was the first time I ever saw Bernadette Peters, and it was the first time that I ever heard Stephen Sondheim's music, and it just changed my life forever. The clip is Bernadette with Julia McKenzie and Ruthie Henschel doing Gotta Get a Gimmick from Gypsy, which is one of my favorite musicals. Watching this, I was telling Daniel, watching this is my form of self-care. And honestly, if the next Gypsy revival doesn't have these three in these roles, I don't want it. So I hope you enjoy. Daniel and Ben, I love you so much.
Oh my God.
We love you back, Taryn.
I mean, is that something we could make happen? Is just like, Bernadette could still be billed above the title, but like not playing on the road. It'd be like Bernadette in Gypsy as Mazeppa or whoever she is. Oh my God. Okay.
Listen, Ben Rimalower as Rose.
Okay, here we go. Also, I don't know if Richard's still listening, but famously, we did the podcast episode on this Quarren stream with Richard J. Alexander. So, full circle.
You can pull all the stops out till they call the cops out. Grind your behind till you're banned. But you gotta get a gimmick if you wanna get ahead. You can sacrifice your sack roll, working in the back row, bumping a dump till you're dead. But you gotta get a gimmick if you wanna get ahead. You can with a switch. Hit it, baby. To get paid. 'Cause if you're gonna give me gypsy girl, you got it made. Oh, and ain't gonna spell success. Me, but I do it with intent.
Judi Dench is like, also some people don't need gimmicks.
Judi Dench is like, I will get the lost laugh.
So good.
So goddamn good. I now I want to watch the whole thing again. They're also funny. You know, they're also funny in their own special way.
Yes, they are. And also, what is that note Ruthie Henschel sort of
How dare you?
navigates?
Oh my god, yeah. Go
Hi,
take,
Marina.
yeah, totally. For every ounce.
Yes.
I
No.
just read that at first.
I have not, I have not seen Gavin Creel, Jason Tam, and Andy Carl perform "Gotta Get a Gimmick."
I'm
but
sure it's quite titillating.
Quite titillating. So, well, everyone should listen to our episode of the podcast where we talk to the great, I was going to say the late great, Richard J. Alexander.
Nowhere near.
About all his work producing all those musicals with Cameron Mackintosh, especially Les Mis and Miss Saigon, and that Cameron Mackintosh tribute, Hey Mr. Producer, where that number was performed. And speaking of Richard J., he was actually very supportive. I was happy about our podcast episode.
Our most recent
Episode about Barbara, or rather Streisand,
yeah.
Barbara's 2006 concert, which he directed. But he did give me a correction, which I was so embarrassed about. Although I think Richard is getting soft in his old age, because the old Richard would have really shamed me hard, and he said that he could understand how I made the mistake. But what I said in the pod was that the theme from Valley of the Dolls, performed by Dionne Warwick, I mistakenly said that it was a Burt Bacharach tune, which it ain't. It's by
I didn't catch that, so it's understandable.
I mean, because it is, I guess, because Dionne Warwick was doing so much Bacharach at that time. But it's by Dory Previn and or Dory and Andre Previn, I guess. Anyway, so I am ashamed to have gotten that wrong, because then I was like, wait, who is it? Michel Legrand? He's like, no. But at least Michel Legrand maybe would write a sort of legato thing like that. It really doesn't sound like a Bacharach song. So it was kind of stupid of me. Anyway, I had to own that.
You have, I mean, listen, like I said, I never would have known. So thank God we have smart people listening.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's see. What next? I'm just in such a Bernie mood now. I just want to like watch more Bernadette. So do you have anything else you want to address before we go to Name That Belt?
Oh yes, a Bernadette thing actually. I was hanging out it was like a month ago now. Honestly, if I do one social thing in a week, I'm like, God, I'm so busy. I need like 10 days of bed rest.
Same.
So it seems very recent, but it was at least a month ago. I hung out with a friend of the pod, Matty O'Brien, and he said something that I thought was so
for sure
smart about Bernadette and Patty and Gypsy, which, by the way, has always been a sore spot for me and Matty in the many years of our friendship, because we both love both of them
delicately.
With Gypsy is where we kind of don't see eye to eye. But Maddie said that Bernadette's Rose seems like someone who, if she would have had the opportunities or the timing, really would have succeeded in vaudeville and really would have been better than June or Louise, and had more talent than them. Whereas Patty's Rose is someone who, maybe had more hustle than them, or was, better at making things happen or whatever, but wasn't necessarily actually more talented than either of the daughters.
Yes.
I thought that was really spot on.
That is very spot on. And I think we've been discussing a new kind of Gypsy related segment. And so I think these conversations will be very important to that as well. Just all the different interpretations and the different way that Mama Rose has been played is just, it's so it's an area of endless, that it can be discussed forever. And it's so fascinating just because there is such a rich collection of people who played that role and different ways and different
I mean, I hate to say it, but maybe that should be a whole podcast. Like, we pause porn streams for like a year, and just every month the episode is like one song from Gypsy.
Yeah, we just break it the fuck down. I
mean, obviously just Rose's stuff,
Yes.
I don't really need to spend an hour or even like a minute talking about what's just the best version of All You Really Need Is the Girl.
Let's discuss Little Lamb.
Yeah. How about let's cut the number?
Right. Okay, well, this is a good segue, because another great song, not Sondheim, but another great song for today's Name That Belt.
I love you. Really sing out. You really belt a song. There are very few of us left.
So for today's
that guy from Harry Potter.
Yes, the late great Alan Rickman. If those of you who don't know, I mean, it's canon at this point, but Ben does a great Judy Garland by way of Alan Rickman.
Now, you really sing out.
Oh, there's very few of us left. Okay, so today's Name That Belt is a famous 11 o'clock number, Home.
I am so excited.
Beautiful song. So, get your fingers ready to type in who you think is singing it.
Yes, Caitlin. That was especially Sammy Davis Jr. By the way, Sammy Davis Jr. would be my second favorite drag race queen after Caitlin Duffy Hall.
Sammy Davis Jr. and Caitlin Duffy Hall. Okay, speaking of drag queens, here we go.
It's taught me to love. So it's real.
Adolfo Blair, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. You threw me when you said speaking of drag queens. Why is that Stephanie Mills?
Well, you know. All these singers could be drag adjacent at some point.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Stephanie Mills. Okay, next.
Original and the best.
Original and the best.
Yeah, but I don't like 84 revival. Nobody ever sings it better 10 years later, or
good job.
All that, Angela Mame 83 or whatever. No, I want it from the 60s.
What about Carol in the Dolly revival?
Well, sure.
Oh,
with Carol, you're not like, she just isn't as pingy.
The voice, she's lost the voice.
Please lose it.
Okay, next up.
Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy. Oh, but it's taught me to love. So it's real to me, yes. And I've learned if we look inside our hearts, we'll find.
Is that right? Is it Sam Harris?
A world full of love, like yours, like
Is it Kelly Leung?
Yes!
It is? Yes. Oh, Dan got it too.
But you got it just a split second before Dan. But good job, both of you. Yep, Telly, Bette Midler.
By the way, at one moment, I thought it was Carol Burnett.
I mean, it's. I love Telly's voice because it's sometimes it's like you can't quite tell if it's a tenor or like a just a
alto.
Oh yeah, or Melissa Manchester.
Telly does the most fabulous Bette Midler impression.
Yes, I mean, I love Amber Martin, but I want Telly at the Bads. Okay.
I want Telly more like Diva Las Vegas.
Yeah, you're right.
Telly's like, it's got to be the old Jew.
Totally. Sam Harris. Wait, am I thinking of Sam? Am I thinking of the right Sam? Who's the
Star Search and The Life and the Grease revival with Rosie O'Donnell?
No, I'm thinking of someone else. But
Thinking of the famous atheist
who writes about taking hallucinogens.
is that him?
Oh, 41. Really? I did not know that.
Listen, I've known Telly since we were both twinks, so I can believe it.
Love Telly so much. Also a past guest of the pod.
Yes, our first. Well, not our first episode, but our first recording.
Our first day of recording, yes.
Yeah, or not our first.
Okay, next up.
Living here in this brand new world.
Lilius?
Like the ocean sea. Oh, but it taught me to love. Now it's real to me.
Whoa. Is it the girl from the TV version? I don't know her name. Good.
A world full of love, like yours, like mine.
Wow. Wait. It's not Lilius?
No, but good guess. She is young, pretty young. I mean, young in context with all these other people. No, but good guess, Dan. She's young. She was on TV. She got famous on TV.
Is that Brandy?
No. Here, yes, Amber Riley.
Whoa, good job. I mean, that makes me really want to see her in that Dreamgirls production.
Yes, me too.
God, that was great.
Yeah,
What else were we talking about where I fell in love with Amber Riley?
Adam Lambert.
It was at the beginning of the pandemic.
Amber Riley. Was it?
Oh, you know what it was? It was the on Stars in the House, the Glee reunion.
Yes. I was trying to think what Stars in the House would have been.
Note to self: I need to like follow and stan Amber Riley.
Yeah, totally. Not Jasmine Sullivan, but just wait. Okay, that was Amber. Next up, another musical theater male singer.
Living here in this brand new world might
Marilyn
be a fantasy for me.
Norm Lewis.
But it's taught me to love. So it's real to me. And I've learned that.
All right. Yes, Amber. I'm really sad. Oh, and he knows the spot. Good for you. I miss going. This makes me so nostalgic for when we could actually go see Cabaret.
I never want to leave my house again.
You've never been happier. Oh, whoa. Now that's fabulous. Okay, next up, this is a really, really hard one. I'll go ahead and give you a hint. It's someone who's really famous now, singing at age 7.
Oh.
So it's just worth hearing, even though it's really hard to recognize as this person.
Living here in this brand new world might be hard to see.
Beyonce?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, little Beyonce.
So it's real, it's so real, it's real. Tell me it's alive.
And I have to say, watching this video, it's like Beyonce, like her face looks exactly the same.
Full beat.
Full beat. She hasn't aged a day. Yes, good job, Adolfo. I'm sure that you have heard the name Adolfo. Yes, honey, he is on it.
We got the receipts.
He has done the YouTube dive. Whoa, yes, honey. Okay.
Speaking of, I'm sure we'll get there, but there's I won't spoil it. Never mind.
Okay, here we go.
Whitney?
Miss Ross.
She sounds good.
Sounds good.
Is that from the concert we did?
Yeah.
Her live versions are always like beltier than the one in the movie.
Yeah. It's the one in the movie is not as exciting.
I think when I was a kid, I loved that movie, but I didn't like that song.
Oh yeah, interesting. Well, okay, here's the first version I ever heard. And I'm only gonna play a little of it because I'm like a little worried about copyright.
Streisand?
No, I wouldn't dare. Even though she does have a version.
We must look inside our hearts to find, a world full
Yeah.
Yep, good job.
Interesting. She sounds good.
She sounds really good, and I mean it's a little auto-tuned. But that's the first version I ever heard, and I wasn't like a gleek at all, but I did hear it and I was like, okay, it's the arrangement is way different, and it's good for Kristen. Okay, a few more. So There'll be some people who maybe get this, but this is also one that I recently saw posted on that fabulous Instagram account. Let's hear it for the choice. One of our friends, I think our friend Brent at Thanksgiving told us about it. And
yes, that's correct.
Another person who's famous now, although I don't really know who they are, but singing it as a child, and just, yeah, let's hear it for the choice. Jasmine Sullivan, who, okay, I don't really know who that is, but I love the riffs.
Yeah. I want Patti LaBelle to have sung this.
I'm sure she has. I could not find it, but okay, just a few more.
I mean, Titus, always out of the ballpark.
Wow. Always out of the ballpark, never out of breath. Okay, here we go. A few more.
Whitney.
Yes. Yeah, it could be, but it taught me to love.
Yes.
So I know that it's real. It's real. It's a real to me. And I've learned that we must look inside to find.
I've seen play it.
Yeah, we gotta find a world of love like yours, like mine, like
Is it that song or the other song she did on that appearance on Merv Griffin where you see Sissy behind the scrim going to change something in the band?
Oh my God, I want to see as Mama Rose.
Seriously. That clip in the days before YouTube, I first discovered that in I think 2000, 2001, when Whitney's Greatest Hits came out, and there was an accompanying DVD, which had a lot of her music videos. Mm-hmm. And it had that. And it was like, oh my God, Whitney Sing Me Home. But the other thing that I remember so great from that DVD is there was some backstage, BTS stuff of Whitney at the photo shoot for the Greatest Hits release. And you see her coming into the photo studio, and she's walking down this hallway, and on either side of her are these half height, it's like a wall up to and then window from waist up, just into the different conference rooms and offices.
Yeah.
And I guess someone's dog was on the other side of the window. So she's walking in, and she's just all business with her stuff and her entourage. And she sees the dog, and she's like, how your mama?
How your mama? Whitney was funny. Oh my God. Okay, I have two more.
Yes. Oh my God. Whitney backphrases more than Bernadette.
Yeah, totally. They should
Maybe
have
we need a whole new segment, back phrase if you're nasty.
I was just gonna say a whole new back phrase segment. Okay, here we go. Next up.
Living here in this brand new world might be all to see, but it's taught me to love. So it's real.
I guess it's not Sam Harris.
And I've learned that we must look inside our hearts. A world full of love. I don't like
Scott Yannick, are you saying that this is from that Broadway World Visits Oz concert?
No, I think he's pitching it for something we should do.
No, that already happened.
Oh. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know if no, this is from the Broadway Blue Wave for New York Resistance concert.
Oh, is it MJ Rodriguez?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, amazing. Also played Audrey in that Little Shop revival that I was dying to see in LA.
Oh my God, the neighbor's dog's going crazy. Dog is
Jennifer Lewis, no, but good guess. Okay, final. We have one more left. Just in time. Another person who got famous from a movie.
just in time.
Kind of famous.
Was it Jennifer Hudson? I don't know what that's called, but I've heard Liza and Lorna both do it. But when you're like oh, like that extra
to vibrato.
Not necessarily. It could be outside the can. Thank you.
Oh wow!
Love.
This was the same production,
right? With George. What's his name? Strike. Thank you, Dolphy.
Wait, what?
That's the term for that thing. Like when Liza's like, cavalry.
Interesting. I love learning new words. Okay, does anyone know that one? When I said she got famous from a movie, not like famous, but
your
like,
hints make it worse for me.
What?
Your clues hurt me.
Well, that's part of the game. No, not Alex Newell.
But Alex Newell would sing that song real well.
Yes. Here's a hint.
Yes, George Salazar. Thank you, Douglas.
In the Patti LuPone tribute concert you directed, she sang one of the songs.
Oh, Kayla Settle?
Yes.
Oh, wow. She's so good.
So good. She did that big song on Greatest Showman.
Yes. And she was so fabulous in what do you call it? And in Hands on a Hard Body. But when I did this Patti LuPone concert, she sang Everything's Coming Up Roses.
That's right.
And I remember being like, do I really want her to sing this song? But it was like, yeah, I do.
Honey, you'll take what she decides. I just remember This was like right around when we first met, and I just remember being your assistant on that
Oh,
concert.
the good old days.
I left work because you tweeted like, I need some twink assistant, and I was like, I'll do it. I left work. I just remember having a very intimidating conversation with Martha Plimpton.
Every conversation I've ever had with Martha Plimpton has been very intimidating.
But I remember really loving, well, Patty, of course, but then Titus and Lena Hall were like both so.
Lena Hall was my favorite. She sang Rainbow High going into Don't Cry For Me. No, she did Don't Cry For Me going into Rainbow High, right? And Patty was like living for it. And Martha didn't sing in the show, but did you come out with us afterwards?
No, I wish I would. I was so tired after that thing. I remember
It
being
was a long day. But we went to a karaoke bar in Harlem, and Martha sang The Way We Were. And it was fantastic. And Lena sang Welcome to the Jungle, which was also fantastic.
Oh my God, I'm so sad I didn't go.
Yes, in Duffy Hall. Martha and Pal Joey was so fabulous as a combination of the Elaine Stritch character that sings Zip and the, what's her name? Helen Gallagher character that sings, you know, Flower Garden of My Heart. That, she was so fabulous that I thought she should be Mame. I've since gone back to thinking she should be Vera, but she really was so fabulous. There's no video of that concert, I'm very sad to say, but I have it in my memory.
It'll always be there in my memory. All right. Well, no time today for Dolly concert, but we love you all. Anything else you want to say before we head on out?
I just want to say that I'm so grateful to everyone who came today,
and
also to everyone who didn't.
Me too, because, you know, that means they can come next time.
That's right.
All right. Love you all. Goodbye.
Autumn, winter, next year.
Time heals everything. It's a song. And time heals everything.